You've probably heard of a recession coming, but what about a richcession though? As the name implies, this kind of recession primarily affects the wealthy. With warning signs everywhere, a richcession might be on the horizon. The number, or the NBER, or National Bureau of Economic Research, declared the most recent recession in early 2020, at the start of the pandemic. However, fears of a recession have been swirling around our economy for months. If our country enters a recession in 2023, we may experience what is known as a richcession.
Apple's up more than 6% right now. Google about 3%, but Dell, Intel, Research Motion, and Microsoft are all to the upside. Look how strong.
Did not disappoint. 400 points higher. Yes, indeed. The markets roar higher last 30 minutes of trading as volatility once again rules the day.
Most of the techs this morning, if not all of them, have just exploded.
Instead of primarily affecting the working and middle classes, a richcession would have a more pronounced impact on the upper classes' finances. The wealthy typically don't need to worry too much when a recession is approaching. They are typically well positioned to weather difficult economic times, being the last to suffer and the first to see value recover. However, this time, the rich may experience a distinct pinch on their budgets in the event of a so-called richcession. Why, you ask? Well, here's a sample. More than 1,000 tech companies laid off employees in 2022, including many high earners. Layoffs, for example, estimated that over 150,000 workers have been laid off within just 2022. The tech workers who were laid off eventually earned more money working in white-collar jobs. With this, money could become tighter for the wealthy in 2023, as more tech companies lay off workers, many of whom are being forced out of high-paying jobs. The catch here is that, generally speaking, people with higher incomes have more transferable skills that can aid them in securing another high-paying job. The number of layoffs for white-collar workers is still significantly given the severely understaffed labor market. And that's just one of the reasons why the rich might take a hit. But here's another one. Stock market, which is big. We all know the rich typically have a healthy investment portfolio, but falling stock prices will undoubtedly have an effect on the rich people because obviously a lot of us, rich or not, invest at least a portion of our net worth in the stock market. It's no secret that the stock market has suffered as recession worries continue to surround our economy. And for sure, large investors, they would see their net worth plummet because a significant stock market decline could put wealthier people in a more precarious situation than in previous recessions, when coupled, of course, with the rise in layoffs. So, how would a recession affect everyone else? There's a good chance that everyone will feel the effects of a recession, not just the wealthy. Everyone on the income ladder can be affected by a recession. For example, you may have noticed higher grocery prices, expensive gasoline, and other inflated prices. These higher prices are pinching many of our household budgets. Not just that, many households also rely on loans to make major purchases, such as purchasing a home or a vehicle. If you are in the market for a new home or vehicle, you may end up paying significantly more in interest than you would have last time this year. And for those working in service sectors, there's fortunately good news. Some sectors such as leisure and hospitality are still having trouble staffing at pre-pandemic levels. Therefore, it seems unlikely that those employed in these fields will experience job loss during a recession or even a recession. And also take note that there were 62,000 more jobs in November of 22 at establishments like bars and restaurants. As a result, employees in these positions ought to be able to keep getting paid even during a recession. Now, how do we prepare? Well, you never know what life will throw at you, so start saving for emergency funds. Build up a reserve of 3 to 6 months worth of expenses if you can. Even if it's $100, $100 is better than nothing. Second, reduce discretionary spending. Start reducing wasteful spending from your budget if you can. This will not only help you start saving money now, but it would also spare you the stress of having to make cuts in the future. Third, keep your resume on hand because layoffs are possible during a recession. Prepare for a job search by dusting off your resume. The upcoming recession may hurt the wealthy more severely than usual and more than other groups, but a recession of any kind will probably affect all households across the financial spectrum. Regardless of your net worth, having more savings will give you more breathing room to recover after losing your job. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you can, please tap that thumbs up button and I'll see you in the next video.